Hello everyone, it's Ed here for Counter Trend Capital, and on today's video we're taking a look at ADA trade recap. So this one was alerted in here. We had a bit deeper stop loss in here, and we brought it up I think after we created this first move here. But let's take a look at the setup. I went through this setup on one of the Bitcoin versus altcoin videos, where we had a couple of different altcoins compared to Bitcoin at that point. But I noticed another pattern here that could have led us to these highs that we had. And this area here was the last I signaled on this trade to lock in the gains. And yeah, that was pretty decent looking trade here. Now, obviously, first one, again, I was thinking that this might be an ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not the best wave 4 because again, took quite a long time, but we still managed to get up in here and take profits there and looking for downwards as a potential wave 4. Now, wave 4, I was mentioning that if this comes down into, or coming down in 3, I think last video we were talking about, we were looking at something like this on that video, and it came down a bit lower. It's definitely not ideal for this to come this low into that 1.618 extension. It didn't tag the 200%, at which I would be very concerned. Stop loss obviously for this whole thing would be here, because at that point again, either this is an ABC that has finished, or if we think more bullishly, this would be a wave 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And at that point again, we would be expecting the last leg up. I did not like the 5-wave setup, or this being a third wave, just based on the extensions looking at this. Because again, generally we want to be targeting the 1.618 for that third wave. However, this was still one of the scenarios. It doesn't invalidate anything, and it's still possible that this whole thing would be labeled as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is still completely possible, doesn't break anything. However, I just noticed another way of labeling this though, which is a diagonal here, and that looks pretty decent based on these extensions. We are tagging the 100% extension right on the dot and creating an A, B, and then C here, instead of any kind of other count. And in here, we would definitely have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It looks contracting. It has divergences here between these peaks, and it's decent. The extension is spot on. I did not realize this until we have already gotten out of the trade, but I just wanted to mention that although we did not get the right pattern, potentially, we still allowed, or it still allowed us to make trades. Even here, this could have been a setup against these highs, and at that point again, you would be going, let's be real, we would not expect it to go to 1.618, but we would be expecting it maybe the 1.236. If we get a reaction there, you could be looking at that trade. 1.236. We did not get there without a reaction. This was a reaction, 1.382. So that would have been a potentially structure, or first structure there. And then you would be setting a stop loss below the 2. And let's see, 1.32 there, and it would be expecting a retrace, so a bit higher, so probably around there if we want to be more realistic. And then you'd be looking for that 5th wave if we are still thinking that this is a wave 4, and then go up, and that would have still played out perfectly. And later on we would have probably noticed that this has that chance of being a either extended 5th or this C wave. Again, I know many of the counts are now overlaid here, but hopefully you get the idea as I'm explaining it. And obviously, this was a really good risk to reward ratio. If you were able to look at the trade itself, you would have been noticing that we have divergences here. I think we were somewhere around here when I signaled that take profit. I think it was closer, yeah, looking at the time here, that end of my day. So I wasn't able to look into this trade, but here you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looking for that divergence to exit, or at least take profits again. But yeah, this was still decent enough of a trade for sure for me that it doesn't really matter. Taking profits at those highs is really good. But I just wanted to create that recap fast and hopefully efficient, and hopefully you understood some of the mental process that goes into it. It doesn't need to be perfect. If you find a pattern that generally works, you can figure it out later as well if the structures are making sense, like it does here. But if you're interested in getting signals like these, check us out on our Discord server. Also, copy trade is available for OYA's trades, and again, the discount codes for your futures trades in BingX and BigGap. Thanks for watching, and catch you again on the next video. Bye bye.